Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you like...
Welcome to another episode of Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm Dave.
And I'm Gretchen.
And today we're going to be continuing painting some Song of Ice and Fire miniatures. I always say continuing on Thursday because I'm continuing.
Yeah.
But not so much you. It is rude, totally. Welcome to your first time painting some Song of Ice and Fire minis.
Why, thank you, Dave.
You're welcome. And I do have to ask. I didn't get the memo. Yep.
I was told to wear something nice.
Cool.
And thematically appropriate.
Right.
So that means chainmail, right?
Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah,
sure.
Where's your armor?
I'm wearing mine. I'm the King of the North. King of the North.
Plot armor.
Plot armor. Yeah, for sure. Exactly. It'll keep me safe right up until the very last minute. When it won't, it will cause my downfall.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Whether that happens on April 14th or not, we don't know.
Oh, buddy.
But yeah, I'm wearing my plot armor. Thank you. It's perfect.
I do what I can.
Excellent. Yeah, that's good. So Rick is not joining us today. He had a fun little mishap this morning that we will not go into.
Nope.
You just really don't want to know. Nobody wants to know. But yes, anyway, so Song of Ice and Fire. I'm going to be continuing on with some Crannogmen trackers from Tuesday, and you're starting on some
Lannister crossbowmen.
Woohoo! Should I show those on the?
Yeah, go ahead. Pop them up there. We got a kneely guy taking a knee, getting that good
okay.
accuracy going on there. And we have standy guy.
I'm sure we didn't actually check and see
Confidence.
if everything was right with the closed cam before the show. A little bit of behind the scenes fun. So, how's it going, Caleb? There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, no, okay.
Oh,
It's all the lights are on. They're on. There we go. I'll try and put my hand there and lift the camera up.
Oh, perfect.
There we go.
can actually see.
There we go. Okay, so yep. What'd you call him? Kneely guy?
Kneely guy and standy guy.
Standy guy. Well, there we go. Cool. Excellent.
I'm excellent at naming things.
You are. You are. You and my daughter Lucy would be perfect for naming all the things in the world. What's that dog's name?
Everyone.
Doggo.
My cat's named Siam, the Siamese cat.
Nice.
Yes.
That's good.
Because, again, great at naming.
Excellent.
Hi, everybody in the chat. I see everybody there in the YouTube chat, over in the Everything Else chat, the YouTube chat, Facebook chat, everyone, Chris, Laster, James, Many Painting Studios, Kat.
Morgan, Ross.
So many. Rick.
Rick.
See if I can adjust this here.
Everybody, this is Caleb. Say hi.
Yay.
Hello.
He doesn't hide like Leona does.
No, he doesn't. I think we've got a wider shot today as well. It feels like a wider shot. Maybe it's just the table. The table was rearranged for a playthrough yesterday, I think.
So yeah, I came prepared today.
Very good.
You showed up.
Yeah, just like I always do. Never prepared.
Prepared for anything.
I like to get things into a format where it's almost like just a second nature thing. I don't have to think about things anymore. It's because I'm lazy.
Some people like to call that organized.
Some people like to call it organized. I call it what it is. Lazy.
I try to help you so much.
I know. I know.
Positive affirmations.
You threw me out all the lifelines, but that would be part of my laziness, I'm sure.
Not lazy.
No. But for those of us who joined us on the stream on Tuesday, you'll recognize that my palette has a lot more colors on it now. Because on Tuesday I was just working on this guy, this tracker, where I was using brown and green and bone primarily. And in the last 2 days I've painted 3 packs of minis for the Harry Potter game, Harry Potter miniatures game.
So many.
Yep, it was the Order of the Phoenix pack, the Hogwarts Professors pack, and the Unicorn. So.
I paint a unicorn.
Yep, it's a very nice unicorn. It's very good. It's my eldest daughter's birthday on Saturday.
Morgan says, any tips on painting a crisp white?
Ooh.
GW isn't that good.
When I'm painting white, actually, my sort of go-to approach, it depends on the size of the white that you're doing. If you're doing a lot of white, like on a unicorn, for example, I'll use a spray. So the GW Citadel Corax white spray is what I used. I did that over a gray. I sprayed gray first, then sprayed the white on it. And then I was able to come back with a thinned Vallejo white and just do some highlighting, because the Corax white isn't a complete pure white. It's an off-white, so that it can take some highlighting. So that's what I do for a larger area, and then do some shading back into the depths, depending on what sort of texture you've got. For a small area, for example, if I was going to take this guy and put a white stripe down sort of the side of his tunic there, I'd probably paint it with a light gray first, and then highlight that up by mixing in the white. But do it in sort of smaller layers, smaller successive layers, so that you can avoid any sort of texture problems that you might get. And that's what I would recommend. There it is. It was hiding at the other end. Hopefully that helps. A bit more charred brown for these guys. Oh, are you painting the faces first?
Yeah.
Faces and hands? Cool. Do you think you're going to go with red armor or silver armor or gold armor?
I'm going to go with red first, because that's, I think, what they have in there going on.
So like an enameled plate
Yeah,
kind of thing?
It looks like they have red and then actual armor underneath of it. Their armor is not that too far from like actual historic-based armor. That's pretty cool in there.
Right.
Lynn. So that's nifty.
Yeah. I do have an armor question for you.
I will try to have an armor answer for you.
I hope you do,
because I fight Losfectin, which means without armor, and not Harnessfectin, which means with armor.
With armor. Okay. Sure thing. Well, we'll give it a go anyway.
I'll give it a go. I'll try. I'll make people either very proud or I'll...
Make people cry?
Yeah, well, I'll just pretend it never happened.
All right, okay.
You're like, I don't watch the show, friends, who also fight with swords. That episode doesn't exist.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Sure. Well, the question is, it's based on watching, rewatching Game of Thrones.
Oh.
And in season 7, I can't remember which episode, they're basically in, Sansa Stark is walking around Winterfell with the sort of the Castellan from the Vale. I can't remember his name. And the Maester from Winterfell.
Okay.
And they walk past the armorers, and they're all sort of knocking out a whole bunch of breastplates. Mm-hmm. And she says something like, "Are we going to be wrapping those in leather? Mm-hmm. We need to check and make sure we're going to be wrapping those in leather." What would be the reason for
wrapping it in leather?
Wrapping the metal breastplate in leather. Yeah.
Are you talking like the inside, like lining it in leather?
I got the feeling that it was like the entire wrap the entire thing in these
leather,
inside.
hardened leather, and I can't like vouch for this because I am by no means a blacksmith or like an expert. This is not my field.
Sure.
I know the people where it's their field. I feel like if I could phone a friend right now, I would be golden. I would have an answer.
Awesome.
However, I don't have a phone on me.
But speculating, just wild speculation.
I would say that there's several things that they can do to help like armor work better. There's several things in history where people have used hardened leather and actually I had a friend that just did a thing with leather where they waxed it and they did a bunch of things with it to make it part of their armor.
Okay.
And their kit for what we do.
Yep.
And it actually felt like kydex. And he only used historical methods. So it could definitely act as another layer of something. And metal doesn't really take a blow very well. If you're wrapping it with leather, that can absorb some of a blow if you're, going against people that are really going to be knocking you around. So that's another way to kind of distribute that force as you get hit.
Okay.
So I can only guess, because again, not my forte. I'm just kind of throwing out a hypothesis there.
Sure.
If anyone, maybe I can just call it, be like, all my friends who know the answer, watch this video and tell me how wrong I am. But also
in the comments below.
It's also fantasy, so technically I can't be wrong because it's fantasy.
Yep.
But to me, that would be a really good way to kind of distribute the force of being knocked around. You can harden it, and it literally, guys, it felt like kydex. It was super.
What's
super
kydex?
Kydex is it's a plastic.
Okay.
That you can heat up in your oven and reshape and.
Okay. So
it's super hard. People use it for costuming stuff and probably also other things that I don't use it for at all.
Okay.
So I wouldn't know. But I've seen people do a lot of cool stuff with it, costuming wise at least.
Okay. Cool.
But I actually use it for whenever I fight, whenever I spar, I have bracers made out of kydex.
Cool.
So that's really rad. That's the only things I can really think of it for as either if it's going over or if it's lining, because gosh, leather can't breathe at all. That'd be so hot and sweaty. But it would help absorb blows.
Okay.
So hopefully with a breastplate, it's deflecting blows.
Yep.
It's not really just taking it all, because that would ow. That would ow a lot.
Sure.
But if it's deflecting and doing its job, if they get hit with a pommel or something that's not as easily deflected and it's just given a good wallop, maybe the leather could absorb some of that hit.
Okay, cool. That all makes sense, I think. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice, thank you.
I have a historian friend who would know the answer. And I'm just going to immediately go to them after this and be like, is this remotely right?
Cool. My theory, my thought on it was that maybe it was to, I guess, reduce the weathering on the steel.
So it definitely could do that too.
It would keep out the moist air or water and that sort of thing.
Especially if you did the kind of waxing thing that my friend did, that would make it near waterproof. You could do that for sure. Again, not breathable, going to be really sweaty, going to be heavy. But, I mean, people who are fighting with armor, they're not really worried about moving around super quickly if they're in full harness, if they're in full gear.
Right.
That... You're protected from the peasantry. Your biggest thing is going to be spears and arrows and lances that are going to get all those in-betweeny bits of your armor.
Well, I bet that a lot of these, because there was a huge stack of the breastplates there, so I'm guessing that a lot of them were going to be going to not the peasantry, but
but the fighters,
the soldiers, The
soldiers. I mean,
so it might have been they were wearing that over chainmail.
It also could make it, if it's a metal breastplate inside and they're doing leather outside or something, it could make it more puncture resistant.
Okay.
Not like people are going to hopefully be puncturing your breastplate often, but maybe, I don't know, magic arrows, Game of Thrones.
Sure, it could happen.
I mean, there's definitely a whole bunch of different things you could hypothesize. With And since I didn't see that episode, I have no idea what it actually looks like. I can only hypothesize for you.
I'll find it out and send you a link.
Send me a link, and then I'll send it to my friends who actually know and be like, haha,
I want to find out this one.
And they'll
This
be
one.
like, that's not historically accurate. And I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
As long as we know.
But I
Cool.
like it. It's fantasy. It doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be accurate, for sure.
Fantasy armor is the best because it doesn't have to be accurate and it still does its job. It's the rule of cool.
Oh. So what have we got in the chat there?
We still have nothing over here. I don't know
It's
if this
very
is
quiet.
actually working.
Or is it going the other way, maybe?
Maybe? I don't know. Guys, if you're talking to us over on the
On the Facebooks?
Facebooks and there's a whole conversation going on that we don't know about, I'm sorry. Because it says we have 21 people over there, and usually y'all talk a lot and make fun of me.
We actually have a couple questions from YouTube.
What was that,
on
Caleb?
the YouTube side. Well, it just froze on me. Hang on a second.
Yep.
Caleb's
Okay.
gonna check it out, guys. If you've been silently screaming at us, Caleb's gonna check it out.
Excellent.
He's gonna make it work. I look forward to seeing everyone's opinions on
Your thoughts on armor?
my thoughts on armor.
Cool.
I don't have relevant ones.
The,
I'm telling you, I'm gonna post it up to my friends who have thoughts on armor, and then they're gonna wreck me.
That'll be fine. As long as we get the answer, that's all I'm worried about.
You'll get the
Yep.
answer. You'll get the answer and then some. You'll get a whole college presentation.
Awesome.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Looking over here on in YouTube, we've got Cat Swift saying, speaking of lifelines, yours and Mel's survival box shipped today, and we'll be waiting at the hotel for both of you. Left anything out?
Mike.
If there's anything left when I get there.
Mike, I always thought it was because of it being so cold and nobody wanted to get their tongue stuck to the armor.
That could be it.
I
That could
lick
totally be it
my
as well.
armor all the time. I don't have armor, but
Excellent.
I have
Yep. I'm just going to go back to Kat's comment there for a second. So that's a survival box being sent to Adepticon, which is what I'm going to be heading to next Wednesday.
That's exciting.
It will be awesome. I'm very
All
excited
right, so we
about
got
it.
YouTube back up. Let's see.
What
So
about
from
Facebook?
Morgan Reynolds, any tips on painting a crisp white? GW isn't that good.
Yep.
We got that one. We don't know about
Oh, we did?
Facebook.
Just
Yeah, Facebook.
Let's see.
Unless people are just super quiet today, that's out of the ordinary.
But yes, very excited to be going to Adepticon. Mel, that we're talking about there, is Mel Bowes, the terrain tutor. He and I are working on a book together.
Ooh.
Well, he's going to be writing it, but we're kickstarting it at the moment. A book called Terrain Essentials.
I'm monitoring that. They can see the YouTube and Twitch. They have a hard time seeing the questions.
So, yeah, we're very excited to
Yes,
sort
we
of
are
get
having a
together.
hard time seeing Facebook. Nothing's showing up.
You
I
have
don't.
to scroll it now.
I did scroll it. There's not. It won't scroll.
He's here. He's here.
Save us. Save us, please.
Let's see what happens.
It's because I make technology break when I'm around it.
Obviously.
Every time. Ha! Ha 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 ha!
There we go.
Yay! Hi guys, I can hear you again. We'll see you. I hear you with my eyes.
Gretchen can hear words. Well, see sounds. I don't know what it means. One of those things.
Let's see what anyone has to say. Insulation. Everyone has to say insulation. Yeah, staying warm. I don't think about the cold. I'm not going to be in the cold. Screw that.
Yep.
I'm not going to fight in that.
I'm just wondering if the in season 8, like for the Dothraki make it
It's
up
all
to Winterfell, are they
very,
going to be putting on some clothing,
Well,
or are they going to just stand there and shiver?
I don't know. Who really knows? Rule of cool, Dave. Rule of cool.
Oh, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it being the rule of cool.
Chris. Insulation is why. I like the idea of it being insulation. We'll go with it, Chris. And Chris also knows what Kydex is. Yay, Chris.
Wait, what are you saying?
Keep the metal warmer. I could actually see that. Now that you say that, keeping the metal warmer, that's a really good idea. Because I've not worn like metal out in the cold, but I wore metal out in the heat. And that wasn't like...
It wasn't good.
Yeah. All right, we're all caught up. It was just everyone chipping in on why is armor covered in leather.
Right.
They had better ideas than me.
And the general consensus is insulation?
The people who decided to have their input was keeping the metal warm.
Right.
Which I totally see that. Like,
Yep.
I'm still going to ask my buddies and be like, yo,
yeah.
actual historian, what was the answer?
Why?
And you know what she's probably going to say? She's probably going to be like, well, it was all of them combined into one.
Yep.
Nothing is accurate or real. Why don't you know this, Gretchen? Like, I don't know. It's the same as when my boyfriend asks me things about, like, other countries that I haven't been to.
Right.
He's like, why don't you know this? And I'm like, it's irrelevant to what I do in life. I have a file system in my brain.
Right.
Right now it's filled with games and painting.
Nice. That's cool. I can understand that.
Yeah, it only sucks whenever like the files for games and painting is out, and I should have the file for like common math, but that's missing.
Right.
Like,
Yep. Well, the files for gaming and minis are really exciting, so you don't really want to put them away.
Yeah.
You have to put them back on the shelf. Screw that math.
Who needs to do long division in your head anyway?
That's fun. My daughter's doing a lot of fractions at the moment.
Oh, I hate those. And I love baking. You'd think I'd be excellent at fractions. No, I have that, like, I grew up with it, so I technically can, like, eyeball it really well.
Right.
But don't ask me to, like, think on it too long.
Yeah.
Like, just...
All good.
I know my strengths and weaknesses.
Cool. That's come on. Oh, you got the red going on?
Got the red going on.
Excellent. So originally I was thinking that must be like red enameled armor.
Mm-hmm.
But
Now it could be dyed leather.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking now. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking,
Get that dyed leather. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking more about in terms of location, because who needs geography? We just went over this.
Yep.
I don't think about it. I never dress for the weather, guys.
right.
But
well,
like now that
wearing
I think,
a chainmail shirt when it's raining.
yeah, no, that would suck. That would be awful. Having like a leather over it would definitely be better for like keeping warm, keeping the elements off of all of your expensive armor, and it's color coded.
Right.
So like as a uniform perspective, you know who's your guys.
Right.
Like you see someone take down and that bright red, like you know, it's like bam. What reds are you using? So I am using pure red right now from the Army Painter War Paints.
Here we go.
And then I'm hoping, because it's going on nice and smooth and bright, I'm hoping that I can kind of put something over it to make it look a little bit more dimensional and kind of as if they've been wearing it for a bit.
A little bit worn.
A little bit worn, a little bit weathered, I guess.
Yep.
To be honest, I chose these guys based on their feathers because I thought they were ridiculous.
Right.
The best armor is sitting in a chair at home. No, come on, let's be real.
Yeah.
I agree with that. How many different sculpts are in that Crannogmen box?
Crannogmen box. There are 4 different sculpts. There are 3 basic troopers. So actually, I'll just grab the box and show you the back under the close cam. So, yep, there we go. So there's the warden. 1 warden. You get 4 each of the guy with 2 swords, guy with the bow, and other guy with 2 swords. So they're ready to sort of sweep forward and ambush the enemy.
I like
There we go.
Neely and McNeely. McStandy.
McStandy.
Standy.
In the crossbowman box, there we go. There are 4 different crossbowman poses, and you get 3 of each. It's one of those ones where it would have been nice to have the whole front rank kneeling.
Yeah, I mean,
Before those.
instead they chose to have most of everybody
Looks-
stand. Like the standing guys aren't that different.
No,
I would
There's
have
a-
liked a little bit more like difference in the standy guys.
I think with most of the Lannisters, though, they're very regimented. The whole look for them is very regimented. For the Starks, it's not as regimented. There's a bit more variety with the posing and the equipment and that kind of thing. So,
This ridiculous plume.
plume.
Oh, I love it. I love people that wear ridiculous things into battle and like the whole everything. Actual history, fantasy history, whatever it is. I'm like, oh, you're gonna go try to stay alive for several hours, and you looked at this and you're like, ah, my biggest feather.
That's what I chose. The biggest feather, of course.
I respect that in a man.
There might be a like a ritual kind of thing. I'm gonna walk up to you and shake my head, and the feather's gonna flop back and forth, and you're gonna be frightened by it, or attracted to it. One of the two.
So the Lannisters are all birds now.
Possibly. Possibly.
I mean, I think it's more in the whole, like, red is like the color, it's like a fierce color, it's a confident color. They're all
put-
matching.
Let's put
That's
as much red as
intense.
possible, kind of thing.
Yeah, the feathers would be like a sign of riches, I guess, that kind of stuff. But they're just so silly. I love it.
I guess if they were like ostrich feathers, but ostriches were only found in Dawn or in Essos.
Yeah, that's another
Rather
good
than-
question. What kind of feathers
Yeah.
are these? I get caught up on all those things. Men look cool in a cowl chainmail.
Yep.
Maybe getting ready to aim. Yeah.
Yeah. Reloading the crossbow would have been great.
Crossbow in the ground pose with like the arched back. Yeah, I just think that there could be some more diversity in the whole. Reloading would be cool. Reloading
Yeah.
would be a really cool pose to see. But here we are.
Well, it's possible, of course, there might be another crossbow unit that they're looking at, like a Tully or a Martel, like crossbow unit that'll come along later
That could be true.
that has those poses.
I don't know much about archery. I know a little tiny bit. Fun fact, the same friend that knows everything about like all of the different clothing stuff of this time this time period. This time
Medieval
period didn't
period.
exist, but medieval time period is also the archery instructor.
But of course.
So really, I'm just calling them out for not being here right now. How dare they did not know I would need their expertise today.
Yep. Rico only said, wear some armor rather than bring your expert.
Yeah.
Well, now we'll know. Next
Gee,
time somebody has
that's-
to wear something, they'll have to be prepared for the questions.
I will. I will be so prepared. Well, I could answer questions about. Well, no, not really. I'm not a blacksmith.
Right. But we know somebody who is.
I do know someone who is. I know a few people that are actually. I could answer basic questions about this. I could tell you how much it weighs.
How much does it weigh, Gretchen?
It's like 20 pounds, which isn't
Awesome.
that bad. You'd think it was bad. When you lift it up and it's not distributed, it feels super heavy and you're like, oh. But if you wear it, it's like distributed everywhere, so it's not super bad.
Right.
I wore it all day to Ren Fair, and I only hurt after I took it off. Like, all throughout the day, I was like, oh, this is fine, this is easy. Gosh, like, people who complain are wimps. And then I took it off after several hours.
After the mead wore off.
After the meet, now I know why people drink so much.
Exactly.
But yeah, I took it off, and I was like, oh, wow. I'm dying. This is why in movies people just don't take off the armor, because once they do,
They never want to put it back on.
know. Mm-mm.
Do we want to take a look at some minis today?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, good idea, Caleb.
Ooh,
What
Myron
do we
says,
have?
Feather fan dancer mini. I would paint that mini. I'd love that. I love burlesque. Let's do it. Let's make one.
I'm sure there are a few around, actually.
Probably.
Yeah. But okay, so we're going to look at some minis from the group. Oh, Elta Troll popped this in. There's an Imperial Fists land speeder. I think it's a Scout land speeder. You can tell it's a Scout because it's got a second row of seating. Normally they just have the guys at the front firing the weapons. But no, very cool. Lots of great damage at the front there. And on the leading wings. Nice work, Elta Troll. Andrew Ollenbeck. Oh, Battle of Korra. Oh, sorry, Legend of Korra. Battle Arena. Stuff. So a firebender and a waterbender,
Yes.
I guess.
That looks rad.
Yep. We painted some of those a while ago. Probably about a year ago now, I think.
Jeez,
But yeah.
before I was here, rude.
I know.
Can't
I know.
just paint one of my fandoms. Like,
Might have to dig some of the others out. But nice work, Andrew. They look great. Oh, yes. Brian King painted up Frost Giant Queen. I think this is a Reaper mini, is that right?
that's nice.
But yeah, it looks great. Very nice.
So smooth.
Those purples look really good.
All those little details, too.
Yep. Yep. All the little bits, yeah. Lots of great stuff there. Good work. Oh, actually, yeah, this was a big one. Based on a post from Stephen Hasselbaker over the weekend, where he posted a mini that he'd painted 30 years ago, and the same mini painted recently, kind of thing. We asked people to throw up some of their previous paints. So, yep, on the right-hand side is one of Chris's first minis, which is a Jack from War Machine, Warjack, and on the left are some of his most recent minis, some Imperial speeder bikes. Imperial Scout Troopers on speeder bikes.
That's really cool.
So great. It's fun to see the sort of progression through the years.
Yeah.
How your painting has changed or stayed the same or however it might have gone.
Also, it's a good way to see like how much you've improved, really,
Yep.
because you look back on things and you're like, wow, like did I
Did I
make
really
those
do that?
choices?
Yeah.
And then, or in this case, you look and you're like, wow, like that still stands up, like that's still good.
Yep. Fantastic. Top stuff. Excellent. David Moffat, some old Grenadier plastic dwarves. Oh, wow. Man, these are old. They look
I
great.
like the old ones, though.
Yeah.
Some of the stylistic designs are just fun.
I like the curved shapes on these. So on the curve of the helmets matches the curve of the spears and the spear blade and the axe at the back there, the pickaxe. Oh, great. Oh, nice job, David. Very cool. Oh, and Jeff Jenkins jumped in and popped in his Imperial Fist Space Marine. Space Marine. Caleb, we have to talk about your typing. But yeah, Jeff's been painting this on his Twitch stream a couple of times a week and just taking his time but making this shiny yellow. And I think so. All these fantastic reflections in it.
That's really
Looking
cool.
great.
Ooh,
And Jeff
I
Lee.
like that. I bet that would look rad under a black light.
Yeah, that would be insane. That's spectacular. I'm not sure. Do we know? I don't think we know where that's from. Who knows where this mini is from? Jeff Lee's this
man,
feathered
I don't
dragon,
know.
and not feathered dragon, feathered demon. It
I
looks,
don't know. I just know it's cool.
Yep. I love the eyes. There's all that color there, but those eyes set in that sort of the darkening
Yeah.
face there just look fantastic.
I think, and I would be the extra, like, super dramatic GM to be like, and now, and just all of I would hide them too. I'd be
Yep.
like a dramatic reveal, the wings light up, the eyes glow.
Yep,
Oh man,
that'd be perfect.
this is why no one lets me GM anything.
Because it's a production.
It's a production.
Nice.
It's like it's a dinner and a show.
Nice. That's good.
I make
That's good.
snacks.
Lembas bread for all your hobbits.
I made bread good last time for our Lord of the Rings little RPG event we had. That was really fun. Went over really well.
Excellent.
I need to figure out what I want to make for. I need to bring something for Star Wars. We're getting that group back together.
Cool. Oh, Seth Cross.
Oh, I love this one. I saw this.
Yep.
Like everything is so smooth. The skin is so good on it.
Yep. Beautiful work, Seth. Kingdom Death Monster. So this, which character is this? Is this one of the sort of promotional pinup models? I think it might be, but otherwise I'm not sure of the character in it. Kingdom Death, but
oh no, I just think she's cute.
But the base is great as well. Love bases that give that impression that there's something else going on behind it. So you're like, what's up the rest of these stairs? What's through that archway? Kind of thing. It leads you the eye through. So very cool. Nice job. Sean Horrocks posting up Stormcast Eternal. That's looking really nice. I love the contrast you've got going there on the gold armor, from the really bright pops to the shadows. Very cool, and I think it's working. The gold is working great against that slightly shiny black on the shoulder pad and the pauldron. Sorry, the pauldron and the shield.
Jeez,
Nice work, Sean.
Such fancy things.
Yeah.
I give people conniptions because I don't.
Okay.
I'm like, wow, that's some good metal bits.
Yeah, good stuff.
If it was relevant, I would make a little file in my brain for it.
Excellent.
No, I try to remember all the things.
Okay, Teddy Zartler's working. This is another, I think another undead Minotaur.
Very cool.
Teddy, I think it was Teddy was working on some last week, but yeah, looking cool. That skin tone is really nice. The sort of a very desaturated greenish, fleshy color. It's looking very cool. And I love the work on the horns as well. That fade from the bone to black. Nice work, Teddy. Good stuff. So all of those photos were from our Facebook group, the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group. If you want to come on over and join the conversation, there we go. Join the Facebook group, be our friend. So yep, just head to Facebook, Painting Happy Little Minis, and click Join Group, and we will add you. So you can join in and start asking questions, answering questions, showing cool minis.
Actually knew in the chat what it was called, the dragon sacrifice.
Oh, right.
Some type of Dragon King pinup or sacrifice or something.
Oh,
that was
okay.
the pinup one, I think.
Right, yep. Excellent. Good work, Seth. And Undead Minotaur there from, so Byron tells us that Teddy's last model was the Undead Minotaur. Very cool. Nice work. What have we got going on in the YouTube chat? Walter says, sorry I'm late. That's okay. We're going to quickly run back up.
There was a test.
Yeah. The pop quiz. Ultra Troll pop quiz about wrapping armor in leather.
That I failed miserably. It's.
Hey Ultra Troll. Hey Jason from Realmsmith. Atomic Dog. Scale Model Freak. Hey all, newbie painter here. I truly enjoy your channel and I'm in love with miniature painting. Keep up the great work.
Yay!
Fantastic. Gretchen will keep up the great work. Me, not so much. I'm going to mess around a little bit.
I will do my best.
And Kat must have posted this when Rick came in to help us out. Said whatever mishap he had, at least he's okay. He's upright. So yes, it wasn't amusing. Well, for us it was amusing, but for him not so much. Oh, these are the minis that you tried to steal from Rick last week at Gamma, Jace? Sorry, mate. We needed to paint them. Walter says, sorry I'm late. That's okay. You're here on time by my books.
The wizard is never...
Ultra says, I like rank and file models when they're painted, but it's so boring to paint. That can be a thing. It can be tough to... If you've got a whole bunch of models, you've got 10, 20 models to paint, and they're all in the same scheme, or all in the very, very close to the same pose. But breaking them down into smaller groups, like groups of 5 or 6, is always a good idea. I like to do the first group at 6, and then drop it down to 5. Let's say I had 20 models. I'd do the first group of 6, then group of 5, and then a group of 4, because you're always heading down. you're always sort of more than halfway kind of thing.
Makes it seem a lot easier.
Yeah, you're more than 25%. You're more than 50%. You're more than 75%. So it's a lot. Psychologically, it's a lot easier to push through it. But Jack Hardy said, at least I only missed half of the stream today. That's
we
good.
like you anyway.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. Oh, and Gary says, nice Minotaur. That was, yeah, Teddy's Minotaur was very cool. How's it going, Gary? Yeah, I think painting a lot of models, painting a lot of rank and file models for a mass combat game can be a little bit sort of draining. So I always recommend sort of moving around between projects.
That's what I like to do.
Yeah. Don't paint too many. Or, if you are very excited about it at a particular point, jump in and paint all of them. Paint them as quickly as you can. While the excitement is there and the enthusiasm.
I tend to be either a do little bits, take little breaks kind of person.
Right.
Or I tend to be a lose track of time, stop eating for like 3 days, do everything in one hyper-focused go.
Right.
Kind of person. There's no in between.
Right.
That's just what you get.
I think that's both of those are fine approaches. You can work with both of those. Most of it's really just about knowing yourself and knowing the way that the things that excite you and the way you're most productive. But that's all good. There we go. So there we go. I think I'm going to finish up the greens there. Can't see them too well under the close cam. I've got a lot of kind of extreme light. But do we have a camera on the spinner?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, cool. So we can save that towards the end there. We can pop those on and show those. Oh, very cool. We're just make sure that the feathers are red, nice and bright.
That's an important thing.
Yeah. So there we go. Cool. Now going back and checking out this guy that I painted on Tuesday. One of the things that I like about having sort of paint recipes or regular colors that I use all the time is that I can paint a model, come back like 2 or 3 days, come back 7 years later, and it's going to be the same colors that I used. It's going to be, I can look at it and go, oh, okay, yeah, that's going to be some beige brown mixed into charred brown, because that's how I did everything at that time, kind of thing. So
I mix everything all the time, so can't do that.
Yep.
But I like living dangerously.
Yeah,
On
that's
the
fair
edge.
enough. That's fair enough. It is very
On
much
the creative edge.
It's one of those things. If you're only painting, if you're painting single models all the time, like things that, like heroes for role-playing games, or monsters for role-playing games, or skirmish games, that kind of thing, then yeah, painting them individually and mixing your colors or coming up with something new for each model makes a lot more sense. Just the when you want to get in there and paint dozens of them.
Byron says, I'm dreading painting my stormtroopers.
Oh, no, stormtroopers should be easy. Should be very easy, because they're mostly white. I'd recommend spraying them first with a gray, like a mid-gray. I think the Army Painter have a uniform gray, which is great for that. Vallejo have a whole range of new hobby sprays. They've got like, I think 15 or 20 new colors. I think Jason's in the chat, so he'll be able to let us know how many colors are in that new hobby spray range. But I think there are a couple of grays in there. But I think if you spray the Stormtroopers gray first, and then do what we call a zenithal prime, where if the model's all gray, and then you spray the model from above. So if we can just cut to the large front cam, Caleb. That'd be cool. Whoa, there we go. So if you spray so that the paint is coming down onto your model. Actually, I'm going to use Gretchen. Gretchen, you're the model. Okay. So coming down onto like that, it's going to leave that gray in the shadows.
Me as a model, just big dumb smile.
No, you wouldn't be that. But that's how it would work best. You get all those highlights. I mean, we've got a lot of bright lights here, so you can see where the highlights are, and all the shadows would be left with the gray in there. So you really don't have to do too much painting on them at all. You just come back and paint all the sort of undersuit bits between the armor plates
We should get
in
minis
black.
made of us.
How cool would that
How
be?
fun would that be? Be like miniception painting.
Yeah. Well, if we go to Gen Con, I think it's Minuteman miniatures. They scan. Like you sit down, they scan
That's
your
so crazy.
like shoulders and head and that sort of thing, and they can put you onto a miniature,
That's insane.
and then they
I
print
love
it out
that.
and send it to you. So we could totally do that.
Can we paint her on an episode?
I think. Oh,
Painting happy little Gretchens.
sure. Yeah. We can definitely do that. But yeah, we'll wait until we have the actual miniature rather than just going straight in and painting Gretchen, because I don't think she'd like that.
Oh no.
But dry
interesting.
brushing this chainmail could be good. It's got a lot of texture.
Yeah.
But no,
Depends
we'll save
what
that.
outfit you're painting.
No, I think that's a good idea. And then we can, if ever we need to describe the different things that we're doing, we can just pull out the individual miniature and start on that.
That would be so
Like
funny.
the sample mini. I think that'd be neat,
I think I would be a joy to paint,
right?
as long as people remembered to use copious amounts of glitter.
Yep. I'd be tough, I think.
David.
Tough to paint. Lots of little awkward things like the second chin and then the third one underneath it. And the jowly bits. How do you get the jowly bits right? But it wouldn't be my problem. It'd be somebody else's. So I think that's what we should do. Check that out at Gen Con.
We could do a giveaway. Who wants to paint us?
Totally. We totally do it.
Hashtag.
And we should set up some minis on Hero Forge. People can buy them. We have a competition. Yeah. It's going to be great. We should do it. Rick, we need to get on that.
That would be hilarious. I'm a fountain of good ideas.
You are. Wait, did you say fountain?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm not a mountain.
Okay. No, I heard Talon.
Oh. Talon of good ideas.
Talon of good ideas. But yeah. all good.
Alexander says, will you be at Adepticon?
I will be at Adepticon, yeah. Yep. I'm going to be there next. I arrive on Wednesday afternoon. And the show's from Thursday to Sunday. Should be really cool. I'm excited. I'm actually going to be helping them out by taking some photos of the Star Wars Legion tables. They're doing something really cool with that this time around, which is they are inviting basically the people who are playing in the tournaments to bring along their best table, and they're having a
That's so cool.
terrain competition.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So they should have something like 30, 32 tables there. So I'm going to get to go through and photograph all of those. And yeah, I think it'll be great. And as I said earlier on the show, my buddy Mel Bowes, the terrain shooter, is coming along as well. I think he might be sort of judging the which of the tables are best. Not sure about that. I could just be making it up as we go along, but he's definitely coming along. And it's tough to keep him away from beautiful looking gaming tables. So we'll definitely be doing that. But who asked that? Was that
That was Alexander.
Alexander? Cool. Are you going to be there as well, Alex? I expect so. Oh, is it see you at the con? Hopefully. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you recognize me by my glasses and jowly cheeks.
You're so we're gonna start like I'm gonna call the Fab Five on you from Queer Eye.
Yeah.
If you keep talking down to yourself.
I'm not talking down. I'm talking accurately. I'm talking straight at. Not down. No. It's fine. What do you think they'd do though? How do you think they'd make me over?
They just appear. They appear.
No. But what
and
would
they
they
make you feel good about yourself.
Oh, I feel pretty good about myself
And they
anyway.
clean your house.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, totally. Let's do
And
that.
they reorganize it and redecorate it, and they teach you how to keep it up.
I'm not so sure about all of that, but yeah, totally. Yeah. Let's go for it.
They teach you how to make yummy food.
I think my food is already yummy, but
It's how to live your best life, Dave.
yeah. I think I'm living that now. I mean, 2 years ago, I never had the opportunity to come onto a Facebook live stream twice a week and paint toy soldiers.
That's true.
So,
When people ask me what I do for a living, I'm just like, I do things. I talk a lot.
all right.
I paint things. I get to play games.
Excellent.
I do stuff. That's about it.
Cool. Do you have some playthroughs coming up soon?
We did a playthrough with Oceans the other day. That was super fun. It's they're getting ready to do a Kickstarter for it.
Okay.
So it's with North Star Games, and we rallied around and we played, and I won.
Nice.
The most important part of that playthrough, guys, is I won.
Spoiler
Spoilers.
alert. Yeah. Don't be watching it to see who won. You know who won.
No.
Gretchen. Be watching it to get a feel for the gameplay.
Watch it to see how I took that riveting victory.
And rubbed it in everybody's face? That's what I'm hearing.
But it was a lot of fun, and we got to build creatures, and the whole game is a little bit of a longer game, so you get to really kind of put your ecosystem at work.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So it was fun.
So the payoff is sort of much further into the game. There's not a lot of quick payoffs as you go.
There's quick playoffs. It's a strategy game.
Okay.
So unlike like Evolution, which is a little bit of a quicker party game, Oceans is a little bit of a longer game. So more of like your game night kind of game rather than your I'm at a party and I'm gonna do a thing kind of game.
Rightio.
But it's very fun. Everything's beautiful, just like with their Evolution stuff. Everything's just gorgeous.
Cool.
And you get to create all your own ocean critters.
Okay.
And destroy everyone else's little ecosystem.
Right. Because there can only be one, right?
There can only be one, and they have these deep sea critter cards, which are awesome.
Right.
May or may not be how I won.
Okay.
You gotta watch for that,
Okay.
obviously.
Oh, so like the deep sea critter comes up and it eats
No.
the... Oh.
No. There's no, I mean, you can eat other players and they can try to like attack you.
Right.
But it's not like your critters are like little Pokemon out attacking things. It's the critters that you create are a population of said critters.
Okay.
So you have to view them all as a population in your ocean.
Right.
More than like, oh no, my Pokemon. Or Tamagotchi, or Digimon, whatever you were into. We like it all.
Right.
There's a Labyrinth RPG coming out. Oh, buddy,
No way.
that's exciting. I would play that.
Yep.
I would
would you
finally
be?
a game I could be a GM with and use all of my theatrics.
Awesome.
It was made for me. That's a game that says glitter is okay.
Would you play? Well, you're gonna be the GM, so you'd have to be Jareth, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know how that game works out, but glitter.
Yep. Nice.
There'd be a splash zone.
Right. A splash zone for glitter. Oh my god. I'm gonna sit at the other end of the table for that one.
No one ever
Man.
plays with me. So Jack Hardy says, what would you recommend for red hair? Just straight orange?
Ooh, red hair. I'll show you my favorite colors for red hair. Oh, maybe I should give the redhead the opportunity to suggest
I
first.
mean, now I'm strawberry, so
Right.
I think it depends on the shade of red.
Yep.
It depends on if you want more of an auburn versus more of a strawberry versus more of like that bright kind of tabby cat orange, Weasley orange.
Weasley orange, that's cool.
That's
Yep.
correct. More of a ginger, carrot top kind of red. But I think it depends, like narrowing down what shade of that and then finding a good base to work off of.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
Take it away, Dave.
These are the ones I would use. So for like an auburn redhead, I would go with, surprise, surprise, absolutely nobody's surprised,
No.
Chard Brown. I think Josh from Mini Painting Studio would suggest that I replace this with Cavalry Brown, which also
Wow.
has it's a little bit of a darker, but has a red tinge to it. But I would highlight this with red leather to get that auburn kind of feel. But for like the Weasley redhead, the ginger, the bright
Since you've
ginger.
been painting Weasleys recently.
Yeah, well, I've been painting Weasleys and auburn hair and a few other sort of approaches to redheads. But so red leather is the base, and then highlight up with this orange fire in the game color, and then mixing in some of the highlights, some of the ivory. They're the colors I'd use for that bright ginger kind of look. And for a more subdued color, I'd probably start with the red leather and mix in some of the something like bone white, which is that ivory's quite like bright, but also still saturated. It's got all the, you can see the yellow in up here, but the bone white's got a lot of gray in it, so it's a lot of desaturated sort of color. So if you didn't want something bright, you didn't want it standing out too much, probably these two. Start with this one, highlight with this one. And then if you need to go back and put some shading in, something like the Army Painter Strong Tone or the Citadel Agrax Earthshade, one of those two. You can either put that in as a wash over the whole thing or just go and paint it in some of the crevices. So, ooh, wow, it is 2:58 already. We have 2 minutes to go.
Wow.
So I was going to bust out a quick redhead, but I'll save that. Actually, I've got some photos to post in the group for those Harry Potter miniatures that I finished off for my daughter. So yeah, as I said, I've got who have I got there? Fred, George, Ginny, are all gingers. I've got Dolores Umbridge.
Wow.
Professor Umbridge is
don't like
more
her.
no. She's more of an auburn hair color.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about her outfit, and the way that the night models
pink
painters have
forever.
painted, yeah, just pink forever. So everything is pink. So it's a lot of fun to try and sort of differentiate the different parts of the model with that. So, but yeah, I'll post some of those photos tomorrow, just before I give them to my daughter on Saturday. It should be a lot of fun.
Excellent. Awesome.
Yeah. So should I show people how far we got?
You can.
Okay.
So not
sure.
very far. Kind of just base coating it up, trying to get colors where I want them, trying to clean up all of the
Oh,
edges.
actually,
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
I just remembered. We got Caleb to come in and adjust the camera for the spinner, so we may as well put them all in the spinner.
Trying to get those base colors.
Yep.
So I have an idea of what I want to do to get back in there and get more detailed.
There we go.
I try to paint everything that I feel like is underneath everything first, so that when I do the next layer of base coloring, I can clean up all the edges.
Yep. No,
Do
that's
I succeed? But do I try?
Yes. Cool. Yeah, it's a way that quite a lot of people work. That's working from the inside out. So you start with the first piece. There are some people who start with the eyes. They paint the eyes first, and then they paint the skin around that, and then they paint the first layer of the clothing.
Not have to worry about that armor until it's the last thing, and then I go make it all look crisp.
Yep. No, that's exactly. It's a incredibly valid way of doing it. I generally work on from the largest color to the smallest color.
That works.
Is the way.
Pretty easy, yeah.
Mainly so that I can be like nice and sloppy over the whole thing for the first part.
Same thing that I was getting at, yeah.
Yeah. And then just build out. So the last things are the little tiny buckles or the eyes or stuff like that. So yeah, cool. Well, thanks everybody for joining us in today's stream, painting the Crannogmen trackers and the Lannister crossbowmen from Song of Ice and Fire. Sorry, I hit that.
I have armor.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I just bruised my elbow. That's all I'm saying. You probably didn't even notice.
I didn't. I was just like, oh, is that a bug? I don't know.
Nice.
I'm protected.
That's cool. But anyway, thanks for joining us for the stream. And head along to your local gaming store, pick up some of these very beautiful miniatures. I think these boxes are about $30 each.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, for 12 or 13 models in them is great value. Really beautiful, crisp sculpts in there too. So I think that's it for us today. I'm Dave.
And I'm Gretchen.
And we'll see you at the game store.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.